We can be the good guys, or we can be the guys who save the world. We can't be both.
But is that true, Cecil? Let's find out. Spoiler warning for the Invincible TV series, especially Season 3. Throughout the Invincible series, Cecil Stedman, a government agent who runs the GDA, the Global Defense Agency, has been painted as sort of a shady, morally gray character. Someone who is willing to use questionable means if he thinks it will result in justifiable ends. But is that true? Is Cecil really that gray? Is his moral math even all that complex? And if not, is he good or evil? Let's look at his actions throughout the series to find out. In Season 3, after Doc Seismic captures almost every American superhero, it is revealed to Invincible, aka Mark, that Cecil has been secretly developing Reanimin with Season 1 supervillain D.A. Sinclair. Reanimin are basically cybernetic zombies made from the donated bodies of deceased soldiers. It's also revealed that Cecil has been working with ex-hero and killer, Darkwing. After being saved by the Reanimin and Darkwing, Mark is enraged that Cecil would allow them to do anything besides rot in prison. After all, Mark has friends that Sinclair previously experimented on, and he witnessed Darkwing try to kill someone. In his anger, Mark confronts Cecil. Mark tells Cecil that he won't leave until Cecil agrees to stop working with the villains. After some warning that Mark is coming across as a threat, Cecil takes him to the White Room, where Cecil, to protect himself, has dozens of Reanimin surround Mark. Cecil again warns Mark and asks him to leave so they can talk it out later. Instead of listening, Mark destroys all of the Reanimin. After asking, "Is that all you got?" Cecil reluctantly reveals even more of them. Mark starts to destroy them again, and Cecil stops him by activating a device that he secretly implanted into Mark's head when Mark was receiving treatment for some injuries. The device copies the sound of a roar from a monster that Mark once fought, and is capable of hurting and immobilizing the otherwise invincible Mark. Eventually, Mark is able to get the device removed from his head, and Mark threatens to kill Cecil if he ever messes with him or his family again. So, are Cecil's actions justifiable? Or more importantly, are they good? If this were the DC universe, and we were dealing with Superman, I would be inclined to say no. Because outside of a few Injustice games, comics, and movies, Superman is usually a big blue Boy Scout who wouldn't hurt a fly unless it was robbing an old lady. Even then, he'd probably just shoo it away after he got her purse back. If Cecil put an immobilizing device into Clark Kent's head, it would feel wrong because Superman and the rest of the Justice League never harm civilians, and they barely harm villains. But this isn't the DC universe. This is the Invincible verse. It's true, Mark has never harmed innocent people, and he rarely kills truly evil people. But in this world, we know things like that can change. Omni-Man, Mark's father, was this world's Superman. He appeared to be a superpowered do-gooder, but as time went on, his true intentions became clear. He was actually an invader from another planet, whose goal was to take over the world and kill anyone who resisted, which is why he, unprovoked, killed his longtime friends, the Guardians of the Globe. When Mark found out about this, he confronted his father. During the confrontation, Omni-Man explained his belief that human life was valueless. He demonstrated this by killing more than 2,000 innocent people. Mark was defeated by his father, and the only reason Omni-Man stopped his killing spree was because he suddenly got sentimental about his son and flew off into space. Think about that from Cecil's perspective, a man whose job it is to defend the globe. He saw thousands of innocent people die, and there wasn't anything he could do about it. Yes, he took some preventative measures in case Omni-Man ever went rogue, but he didn't have the means to actually stop him. But now, he does. For the time being, Mark is a good man with a good heart, but Omni-Man once appeared that way too. Cecil now has the technology to stop an Omni-Man level threat, and implanted it into Mark, hoping to never have to use it. That isn't evil or shady. It's smart. He didn't use it to control Mark to do his bidding. He used it as a last-ditch effort to protect himself and others from Mark's threatening powers. But what about working with Sinclair and Darkwing? That's good too. Remember, every superhero in the country was captured. The world relies on these superheroes to protect them from existential threats. If Doc Seismic succeeded in killing all of them, it would mean catastrophic disaster for the entire world. The only reason he did not succeed in his evil plan was because Cecil had the foresight to work on a backup plan. Not to mention, if it weren't for the Reanimin, Mark and Eve, and possibly the entire world, would have been destroyed in the Invincible Invasion episode. Cecil had Sinclair and Darkwing work on paying off their debt to society by using their talents to protect innocent people. This wasn't ambiguous, this wasn't gray, this was good. After all, Mark was unwilling to kill Darkwing, Sinclair, and other villains, even when they were directly threatening lives. So if they are going to be alive, they may as well serve a good purpose. Plus, let's not forget, Mark is not a moral authority. In fact, he often lacks even basic moral clarity. In Season 2, one of the times Mark was willing to kill was after the multiverse-hopping villain Angstrom Levy broke his mother Debbie's arm and promised to kill Mark, his mom, and his baby brother Oliver. After Mark's family was threatened, he decided to eliminate the threat. I don't blame him. I would have done the same thing, but Mark actually regretted doing this. He even had to ask Cecil, "How can you tell the difference between the good guys and the bad guys?" And Cecil, being one of the only characters with moral clarity, rightly responded, "Well, the bad guys are usually the ones who break people's arms." In episode 6 of Season 3, Mark again demonstrates that he can't tell right from wrong. When Oliver asks him if the world will ever forgive their dad for all the bad things he did, and if they can ever give him another chance, Mark can't give a clear answer. He stammers around and agrees that Omni-Man probably saved more lives than he took. While he does acknowledge that saving all those people doesn't erase the terrible things their dad did, he doesn't ever say the simple truth. Omni-Man was a massively evil person who used his own son's body to kill people, and it's okay that people aren't okay with that. This also highlights Mark's hypocrisy. He entertains the idea of his abusive and murderous father one day being redeemed, but is unable to listen to Cecil about other villains' talents being used to protect people while still being under GDA supervision. So no, Cecil isn't shady, he isn't morally ambiguous, he isn't some gray anti-hero that you root for despite his questionable methods. Cecil is a good guy that saves the world. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it.